Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the first ever episode of Raw NFL Weekly. I'm your host, Frankie J, and with me, my co-host, T.O., who is here in the studio, coming to you live from Buffalo, New York, and we are going to talk football, nothing but football, and it's going to be great. Welcome, T.O. Welcome to the first episode of Raw NFL Weekly.
I am so excited for football. I hope everybody out there is as well. Let's get going. It's been a long wait.
Yeah, we've been doing our daily arguing about who's going to be good, who sucks, who doesn't, all that other stuff. But we got to keep things formatted here because it's a short show, half-hour show. So what we're going to do here every week is we'll give you what our favorite games of the week are, our predictions of those games, and then predictions of all the other games of who's going to win, who's going to lose, and then we'll share any news or any chit chatter that we hear from the NFL. So why don't we get right into it, T.O., and have some fun with this beginning of the 2023 season. To start things off, I'm going to pick my favorite game of this upcoming opening season game. It's tomorrow night's game. I'm looking forward to watching it. The Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. What's your thoughts on that game?
I think that should be a very high-scoring game, even though Kelsey might not play. I don't think.
Well, he got hurt, I guess. He hyperextended his leg in practice, and he's a big guy. So,
yeah.
well, we'll see what happens
He's
with
only
that.
missed 3 games in his whole career, which was astonishing to me, all of which were non-injury related. So if he misses, it's a big deal. I think he has like 156 games.
Yeah. He's a big guy. He's the muscle of that offense. And let's face it, Pat Mahomes' favorite go-to guy. And probably the reason they got 2 rings mostly is because of Travis Kelce. And facts are facts.
Sure.
And, and they're coming out of the AFC West, I believe. And they're in the same, division with the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders. Where do you see the Chiefs finishing in that division?
First place again. They might be a Super Bowl repeat, which is very hard to do.
I don't see that happening. Sorry.
I mean, they have the greatest coach. They have very, obviously, if not the best quarterback in the league. But I'm excited to see here what Detroit can do because there's a lot of chatter here about how good they're going to be. Gibbs, Ramon-Ra St. Brown, Goff. We'll see if they can put the pressure on here. So I'm excited about this game as well because there's a lot to witness here.
Well, you had the Detroit Lions who have sucked forever. We all know that. Detroit is the city of misery. They've never won anything. Barry Sanders retired in his prime probably for that reason because he knew they were going to go nowhere and White beat the shit out of his body if they're not going to go anywhere. So he was smart and got out. And on top of it, they're in a tough, in a tough division themselves. I mean, they're
who are we fooling? I mean,
they're in the NFC North. I mean, they're in there with the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears. Now, the Vikings, according to CBS Sports, are predicted to win that division, finishing out 9-8. Lions second in that division, 9-8, followed by the Packers and the Bears. So the Lions are getting a little bit of respect this year, and I think it's a lot to do with the coaching. They brought in, Campbell, who cleaned it up a little bit, brought some spirit back to Detroit, and they like his style there. And a lot of players, when they got traded or dealt away from their previous teams, wanted to go to Detroit, and there's a reason. There's a buzz.
Yeah, they have a good receiver group. Jamison Williams too, coming back after a couple of weeks. You have Amon-Ra, like I said, Reynolds. They have Gibbs.
Yeah,
they got a good squad. Their defense is okay. Should be a good high scoring game. You would expect.
Well, why don't we get back in order here? Let's give our bold predictions for each division. AFC East. CBS Sports has it: the Bills, Jets, Patriots, Dolphins in that order. Bills being at the top, Dolphins being at the bottom. I kind of disagree with that. I like the Bills at the top. I like the Dolphins at 2, even though I'm not a Tua fan. I don't think he's going to last beyond week 3. He'll get a concussion. Patriots, I still think they're real far away from being what they were. They were a dynasty for over 25 years. It's going to take 25 years to rebuild it. Yes. Belichick will be in his grave by the time that happens. What do you like in the AFC East? Now, we're Bills fans, everybody, so keep that in mind. We're going to obviously, love our Buffalo Bills, but we'll give you our realistic
Well,
predictions.
realistically, the Bills are a very good team. Number 3 overall, I would put them.
Mhm.
I know a lot of Bills fans will put them number 1, but you can't until they prove that they are. So I'm going to put them number 3. I think the Bills win the division. I think the Jets are a very sneaky team.
They could be a sleeper. Listen.
So is Miami, because if Tua plays all the games and doesn't get hurt for
Yep.
some phenomenal reason, I mean they were top offense in the league with him in last year. No expectation of why that should change this year as well. So if he does play all the games, this division is going to be tough.
You're talking AFC East, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the AFC East is the toughest division in the league right now, followed by the AFC North. When you have the Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. As far as that division, Joe Burrow is questionable. He claims he's going to start Week 1, but injuries can plague people. Look at Josh Allen last year. When did he start to kind of shit the sheets? He had that elbow injury in New York.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing New York to open the season on Monday the 11th, but he hurt his elbow in that game, and he wasn't right after that. He just wasn't himself. He wasn't zinging him the way he was. We finished the year out, obviously getting blown out by the Bengals to go to the championship game. So let's face it, injuries can plague a player, especially a quarterback. Throwing arm, elbow, shoulder, even knees. So quarterbacks really have to be in top shape. They can't play even with, I had both my elbows operated on, and I'm not a football player, but when your elbows are bad, you can't even hold a cup of coffee. You can't hold a piece of paper. It'll affect your game. So
yeah, definitely will.
I think
injuries play a big part of the standings, the rankings, and where everybody finishes.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. But
at the end of the day, I can't put I can't have my faith like everybody else is talking Detroit, Cleveland. I mean, no.
I'm not putting my faith in Detroit. But what I am saying is that they are a better team than they were the year before last year. At the end of the year last year, you can't deny, Todd, that they pulled it together. They started winning big games. They beat the Packers.
I think
this is huge game.
This is their Super Bowl right here against Kansas City. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit wins this game, but I mean, obviously Kansas City is going to be there in the end.
Well, you got to also remember, too, it comes down to coaching. Andy Reid, genius. Our coach, Sean McDermott, comes from the Andy Reid coaching tree. So we all know Andy Reid is the coach, okay? However, the players still got to get on that field and execute. And if they're not fully healthy, they're not going to be able to fully execute according to plan. And, out of the AFC, I like the North and I like the East as the strong points of the AFC. And then you can bounce over to the NFC, where you have, the East. That's where you have the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, the Commanders. Now, I think that is the strong division in the NFC East. I like the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. Commanders are at the bottom. I don't see the Commanders really doing too much this year. CBS is predicting a 7-10 record with them. I don't even see them winning 7 games, truthfully. I don't even know who their damn quarterback is. Okay. So I don't even see them being relevant. Cowboys, I'm not a Dak Prescott fan, never have been. I think he sucks. I think he's overrated. I think Jerry Jones talks a lot of shit saying, oh, he's our guy. Well, you got to say that. You're a businessman. You paid all kinds of money for this loser, so you got to back him. He loved Zeke. Where's Zeke now? He loved him.
He's 100 years old.
He was his friend. He loved Zeke. He loved him like a son.
He might score a couple touchdowns.
Jerry Jones, the racist man of the NFL, loved Zeke. And then you got the Eagles. Do I see them repeating, going back to the Super Bowl? I can see them going back because they were unstoppable for the majority of the season last year until Hurts got hurt.
They only got better. They had it swift.
And, the Super Bowl, heartbreaker for them. But I can see them repeating. And they're going to be tied definitely with the Cowboys. I do see the Cowboys being one of the leading teams in the NFC East. But their competition is crappy. You got the Giants are predicting to be 8-9. And the Commanders at 7-10. Now, the Giants, I think they're going to be the sleeper in the NFC. I think they're going to be that team that's going to come out like Detroit came out last year and just start winning games. I mean, Brian Daboll, the head coach of the Giants, former offensive coordinator here in Buffalo, took that team from losers to relevant in one season. So
they've only gotten better over the offseason as well.
Yeah.
Adding Darren Waller as a
Made some
He-
good signings, definitely. Yep, they signed a couple good players. A lot of ex-Buffalo Bills went there because they liked playing for Dable. So we're the farm team now for the New York
yeah.
Giants,
He's
and
building a squad.
like the Panthers were for us for a while with McDermott and Bean, all them. So you tend to work with teams that you've been part of.
Obviously, I mean, they just sent off Boogie Basham over there, didn't they?
Yeah, Basham signed with the
which
Giants.
was very strange.
Cole Beasley hurt already, so he's going to be PUP. But the NFC East bold prediction by CBS Sports NFL is Dak Prescott wins NFL MVP. Oh my God,
I'm telling you, he's not that bad.
he is not a good quarterback, Todd. I don't know where you get it. I would take Russell Wilson over Dak Prescott all freaking day long. Dak Prescott, just the guy can't stay healthy. He throws so many interceptions. He's not that good. He's never proven anything. What's he proven? What has he done? What has he done?
He's a decent quarterback. He's definitely better than Russell Wilson right now.
Well, maybe at this very second.
Russell Wilson was good maybe 7-8 years ago.
But once the anthems are done in all the stadiums and the season kicks off, who's going to be the better quarterback? Trey Lance.
They have a good roster. I don't care who's quarterback.
Yeah, you can have a great roster on paper.
Like you said, it's going to come down to the Eagles, and the Eagles have a better team. They can run all over the place.
Yeah,
14 running backs. The quarterback runs.
No, and if you did notice, the coach of the Eagles, Sirianni, is part of the Andy Reid tree, and
but Dallas will be there. They're good.
Dallas will be in the playoffs, so I see him winning it. Not even close. And then you got the NFC North: Vikings, Lions, Packers, Bears. Bears, doo-doo. Packers, Jordan Love era starts. What are we going to see out of Jordan Love?
Who cares? Give me Minnesota for the win.
Yeah, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan. I always have been. I think he's a little underrated, but he hasn't won anything.
It's just
And then you got the NFC South. Okay, let's face it, worst division in football. You got the Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, Panthers. They're all shitty teams. The Buccaneers aren't going to be anything this year. I do see
Derek Carr.
I see the Buccaneers being a little bit better than the Falcons. Maybe we give Baker Mayfield a shot. Let's see what Baker Mayfield does. If he's in the right offensive scheme, he has the players around him, the Mike Evans. Let's see. Let's see him if he balls out. We'll be able to tell after week 2, 3, 4 if he's gonna amount anything.
You know what?
You like the Saints?
I'll take Chris Olave. I'll take Michael Thomas. I'll take Alvin Kamara. I'll take
Kamara. The guy can't stay healthy or out of jail. The guy's in jail all the time.
Well, hey,
he runs people over. Yeah, part of the game. Leave the stadium, get drunk, hit somebody. That's awesome.
Oh, he beat them.
And then you got the West. You got the Niners, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals. Now the Niners, they're a wild card.
Number 5 overall in the power rankings.
Brock Purdy, I'm not sold on Brock Purdy yet. I never have been. I think he's a cocky little SOB. He won a couple games. He was put into a win-win situation. He got thrown into a situation with all the starters, had a good offensive scheme, and he played the plays. Then he gets hurt.
They're clearly going to win that division.
He did. He went through a major off-season surgery on his elbow, another elbow injury. I don't see Brock Purdy making it through the season. I don't even see him making it through the first quarter of the season before he's out. And then you get number 2, Sam Darnold, former number 1 pick.
I like him.
To be the savior of the New York Jets.
He had a bad rap over there with the Jets. Maybe he could.
He went to Carolina, had another chance, and got beaten out.
Yeah, but who did they have to? They had no one.
Yeah. But the NFC West bold prediction by CBS is Seahawks tumble back to earth, meaning they're not going to make the playoffs. They're thinking things are going to fall apart this year. The NFC playoffs, they got the Cowboys, Niners, Saints, Vikings, Eagles, Lions, Falcons, wild card Niners.
They didn't take the Rams?
The Rams, I didn't even see them in there.
Because I think the 49ers will win that division too.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are way better than the Rams. The Rams, I think,
are way down.
Well, they paid for a Super Bowl, TL. Let's face
That's
it.
True.
You know, they brought all these big name people in. Sean McVay, youngest coach in the history of the league at that time. They bought their Super Bowl. They bought it, and now
two girls and one Cooper Kupp is hurt.
Now they're paying for it. Now Cooper Kupp's hurt. Stafford's not probably 100, even though he says he is.
Yeah.
He was plagued with injuries. I don't see the Rams making too much noise this year, personally. So that's my prediction. And CBS, I think, agrees with me because they got them at 3rd in the West in the NFC. So I don't see the Rams making noise. The Cardinals,
Worst team in the league.
worst team in the league. You got Kyler Murray, he stands about 3'2",
Yeah.
wants all kinds of money, and his head is a bobblehead. He's just not that good of a quarterback.
He's even shorter now that his legs are not working.
Yeah, he's good at running, and that's it. And you got to be more than a runner to be a quarterback. Ask Josh Allen. I mean, the guy takes the game on his shoulders at times, and he's big. He's smart. He can see over the asses of his linemen.
I never liked those little. This seems to bat the ball down all the time.
What, when you're a little quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, Doug Flutie used to jump and throw.
Yeah.
But the reason he jumped is so he could see if they caught it or not, according to him. So, anyways, we're already halfway through the show. So why don't we do this, Tio? Why don't we, our favorite games of the week, mine is tomorrow night's game with the Lions and the Chiefs. I like the Lions to win this one. I don't know why. My gut tells me that the Lions are going to surprise the football world tomorrow night on opening night, Thursday night football. And I like them. I like them to take it. I think they're going to set the tone for the whole year. So I'm taking Detroit tomorrow night. No points, just straight up. They're going to win the game.
Part of me wants to take the Lions as well, but
you're going to go Kansas City.
I'm going to have to go with my homeboy, Pat
Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the Lions do win this game because, like I said, this is their Super Bowl.
This is their test.
It is week 1.
This is their test.
Really matter. You know what?
It does matter.
I'm going to go to